Hello class, and today we will be moving on into the Lost Izalith area and finally defeating the final boss and source of all demons in, well, Dark Souls. So anyway, let's get a move on. As you can see, this area is completely lava filled to basically just force us to spend one of our ring slots equipping the orange charred ring. It's kind of annoying that we can't mid-roll now, but does it really matter? Anyway, there'll be a part later without much lava at all where we can go ahead and put him back on Havel's ring. Anyway, in through here, you may see the giant lower half of undead dragons floating around in the distance. They won't attack you unless you get too close, but if they do attack you, expect them to do a lot of jumping around and kicking attacks, as you may expect. So, we will actually be fighting one later in this video, so you can see that, don't worry about it. Anyway, over this way, you have to walk through water you're gonna have to walk through the lava quite a bit, so just keep that ring on for this. Doesn't really matter one way or the other. Anyway, let's head down this way. Try to minimize our time in the lava. So this is actually entirely possible to get to this if you have enough health and stuff without the orange charred ring, but, well, I don't think that's possible to do it without the centipede demon, without being a centipede demon, so you don't, although you could access this area by just going past the shortcut before the fire sage. So there's actually a little neat bonfire area in one of these little pillars on one side of it. There's also one of the biggest soul items in the game that's not a boss soul. The soul of the great hero. It's the only place you can get it, and it is the only, and it is even bigger than most boss souls, so that's pretty awesome. Anyway, it should be right around in this side, I think. Maybe. Not quite sure what I was doing there, but yeah, must have forgotten about the rolling attacks earlier. You can roll and then do a quick attack afterwards, and you get a pretty neat bonus, get a pretty neat attack there. So that's not it either. You can see all those giant bounding demons are coming after us now. So let's make a quick duck into this area and grab the soul of the great hero, the biggest soul item in the entire game. I think it's 20,000 souls, which is quite a bit for this area, considering that's how much a boss gives you. So that's pretty nice. Anyway, the bounding demon is attacking, and our camera is attacking us too. So we need to be careful with that when you're fighting these guys. I think I'm just going to do a... let's just try to hit their legs. Hitting their main body won't work, and it's what our camera seems to want us to do. Maybe some pyromancers or something, or... And let's whack him. There. So that's quite a bit of damage. And apparently his legs move around quite a bit because that's his only method of attack. So that's pretty annoying. Anyway. Can't hit this guy. He's stepping all over me. Seriously, why can't I hit this guy? There, finally. He's still not quite dead yet. Ooh, that was close. There we go. And these guys don't respawn, and they don't have really very many good drops though, and they only have 2,000 souls. So it's really not worth it to go around and exterminate these guys. Just stay out of their way and you'll be fine. Anyway, let's get a move on with this area. So this area is actually pretty small in terms of stuff there is in it. I mean, it looks pretty big, but it's actually not. There's basically just two pillars and the shortcut, and then there's a pretty big, like, stony area that's leading up to the bed of chaos. But that's really not considered an area in my opinion. And there's an underground area where you meet Siegmeyer again, but well, that's pretty much all there is there. Apart from a red titanite slab, which we'll be using later, by the way. Anyway, up here, and through here, and up here. I don't think this is the shortcut area, actually, but could be wrong. So, over around this way, and nope, it's not the shortcut area. It's just a broken bridge with, guess what, a twin humanities. That's actually pretty good. So we can use that if you want to kindle up the bonfire in this area. And yes, there is a bonfire in this area, kind of nice, and it's right before the sort of lead up to the Bed of Chaos, which is pretty important to kindle because the Bed of Chaos will utterly obliterate you if you don't come prepared, I guess. So, in case you're wondering why I'm referring to the Bed of Chaos as boss fight, if many of you have done your research, I bet, before coming here and looking for a walkthrough, it's because the Bed of Chaos is not so much of a boss fight per se as a gauntlet run. So pretty much it's just a big menacing thing that you can't hurt, attacking you until you manage to destroy the 2 orbs on its side and manage to get a hairpin jump onto and perfectly place yourself onto a really thin ledge, run up into the Bed of Chaos, through it, and then thwack the piece inside once with pretty much any weapon. So it's not really a boss fight, as I said earlier, so yeah. Anyway, there's the 20,000 souls from that. Unfortunately, we can't level up, but we can use it for a few other things, like repairing our equipment. So, if any of you have ever played Demon's Souls, I haven't personally, but if you do, you may make a connection to the Dragon God boss. Not entirely sure, but you might, because it's a similar format. Not quite sure, but it might. Anyway, now that we're done in that bonfire room, let's go ahead and head up this way. There actually is a phantom in this area, Kirk, the Dark Wraith, who is actually a daughter of Chaos, surprisingly enough. Don't really need to talk about that, but anyway, so we can go up here and through here, and you could have equipped your Havel's ring at any point along that. You don't really need to worry about it. Anyway, let's sort through our rings, and Havel's is right near the top, and the orange shard ring is right near the bottom, so that's pretty good. So now we're mid-rolling again. How we mid-roll in Havel's armor still manages to impress me. But anyway, down this way. And the main enemy of this area is just these statues that just take like 1 or 2 hits to kill. So what we're going to do is we're going to two-hand our weapon, which increases our damage dramatically. We don't really need to block these guys, considering that we can mid-roll. And our melee attacks are actually a little bit faster too, which is a neat little bonus. So we can just thwack them once and they're dead with our two-handing skills. So this is also an effective method if you are facing enemies that you can't block or anything. You just two-hand your weapon. So yeah, this is one of the few parts of the game that we will be two-handing our weapon. The other part being actually in the DLC area where there's enemies that cannot be blocked by anything, period. So we'll talk to you more about that when we get there, of course. For now, let's just get on with Lost Izalith. So I'm not entirely sure why these guys are here, but basically their only nuisance is if you actually let them breathe fire on you, because it's continuous damage that I don't think really staggers all that much. And it's more of a chaos damage, which means it doesn't maybe not really count as fire, per se. So anyway, let's just use our non-lock-on combat skills and just thwack that guy before he gets away. And this one too. So basically just don't let multiple ones of them gang up on you and hit you with their flame breath, because that can get pretty annoying. Especially when your health drops like a rock. Anyway, over this way should be maybe another soul item if I'm correct. Anyway, through here and down this little hallway here is, yes, another soul item. Could always use more of those, right? Anyway, up this way, and that thing I thought was a one-time only appearing enemy, but he actually appears in the Siegmeyer area, which I did not discover on my first playthrough. This is a Chaos Eater. They spit, I think, durability draining stuff, and they can swallow you in their big giant head hole things. So you can, and they don't drop very many souls, although I have heard that they do sometimes drop red titanite chunks, so that can be helpful. Anyway, down that way is the way to the area that we'll be going to later, but first, we have a stop up here to make, with one of the last surviving Daughters of Chaos. So, as before, nothing can stand up to the double tap. Not even Chaos Witches, apparently. So we get the Izalith Catalyst, and yeah. So it's pretty much just a catalyst, pretty much. It's not very good at all, but well, it's a catalyst. I don't know what more to say. Anyway, as you can see, the boss is down that way, but we're going to take a detour and go down this way instead because we are different. Anyway, down this way first because I don't actually recognize it. It should actually be a neat little shortcut. You can grab that item if you want to, but that takes too much time and I really don't want to go through that whole area again just to grab an item. If you guys want to, that's all you. You can also grab that item down there, but I don't think I'm going to grab that either. Anyway, there's just a couple of items that I'm not going to grab that you guys can grab to see if they're what they are, though I'm pretty sure they're just some souls as usual. Although, actually, we can actually just get this item from right here, so we don't need to worry about that. It's a Soul of a Hero, which is actually pretty good, but, you know, not really. But, well, it's nice for a little bit of walking, I guess. And we're stuck, of course. I just hate it when this happens. And we fell anyway, so if you guys want to grab that item up there, see if you can, you can go ahead and do that. But for now, we're just going to get on with the area a bit. And enter a neat little pit which I spend hours wandering around in, pretty much. It takes me forever. Anyway, up this way and this way. Let's go ahead and take a swig of Estus because I realized my health was getting a little bit low. And over this way. And down this way. A few more demon statues, don't need to worry about them too much. Dead. That guy isn't yet. And now there's just a few more. Not too many, I think. So yeah, over this way. And there you go. So yeah, this area is actually kind of threadbare, although there is a neat little shortcut up through here that actually leads directly into this area. It's pretty nice. It also houses the only respawning Titanite demon that I know of. It's just right through here. So you may remember the shortcut we unlocked and killed the Sunlight Maggot with. This is where it leads out. So it's pretty much a shortcut directly to the boss fight area, and you never have to worry about lava at all, which is pretty nice. Anyway, here is the only respawning Titanite demon in the game. So be careful with this guy that you don't fall off the cliff. He's one of the stronger varieties, I think, so you're going to need to be careful of your health and other such things. So this is actually a pretty long and drawn-out fight. I probably could have sped this up. On my time through, when I realized that they could respawn, I just decided that I should just run past them, and it worked actually surprisingly well. And that just took away all the health I healed. So, I would highly recommend just skipping past this guy, but he has a good source of Demon Titaniate if you're running low and you want to upgrade your boss soul weapons. And he always dodges that second attack, but I managed to grab him that one time, which actually gives me a pretty good bonus to my damage, which is pretty nice. Ah, there, got him again. That's pretty nice. Anyway, stop dodging! That's pretty much the only annoying part about this guy is he dodges everywhere. Is he dead yet? How much health does this guy have? This is getting ridiculous. Finally. That took forever. Anyway, 2 Demon Titaniite. It's a pretty good source of it. 5,000 souls as well for a respawning enemy, although it does take forever to kill, so it's not recommended at all. So anyway, down this way, and down this way. And here we are. And there's a crystal lizard there. I don't actually manage to grab him because I attacked too far away, and then he manages to get away from me. Little bugger. No. No, well. It's basically just a bit more titaniate if you want it. So, if you had not saved Stellaire, coming here would cause him to attack you with the Sunlight Maggot on his head. So, now he's really, really depressed because his son is dead. And you have it. So, well, you saved him, sort of, in a way. And now he can help you with the final boss fight. So it's really if you want him to be totally ecstatic, happy, completely insane, and kill you, or help you with the final boss fight. Now, if you actually do let him get all ecstatic, insane, when you kill him, you actually do get his armor set, which is pretty nice, but it's not terribly good. I would classify it as medium armor personally. It's not that good, but it does give you a unique chest plate with a pretty cool design on it, as well as a pretty nice shield and a fairly good sword. So, yeah, if you want his lightning bolt attacks, you have to join his covenant, the Warriors of the Sunlight. Fortunately, killing Solaire does not break this covenant, so you don't have to worry about that. Anyway, down this way. There shouldn't be anything much left here, except that guy. Make sure you get him. Make sure you get rid of him. Anyway, and down this way is this little corridor, which actually explodes when you walk into it, pretty much. So I'm gonna have to be careful here that I don't take too much fall damage. There, breaks when you walk into it. And fortunately, we happened to be standing on that route, so we didn't take any fall damage at all. So yeah, stick to the left as usual. Alright, now here's Siegmeyer. So we should actually probably do stuff with those Chaos Eaters, but for now, we'll just let's go ahead and equip our heavy crossbow and see if we can do anything about those Chaos Eaters before Siegmeyer does, because this will actually save us a lot of trouble later if we do this right. Anyway, and that barely does any damage at all. Totally not worth it. And now I'm just wasting bolts, so let's just go ahead and get rid of it to finish this up. So the monsters are making life difficult for us. So he apparently has run up quite a debt to us. He's gonna decide to repay it now if we don't do anything about this. There's gotta be something we can do to stop him. Maybe throw a fireball or something. We have to get this right. And I completely missed. Let's try and throw a different one. Didn't do any damage even though it was directly on him. So that's a no for the fireballs. So he's gonna rush them and we can slip away in the confusion. Okay. So if we actually manage to kill these guys before they get Siegmeyer below 50% health, we have the possibility at getting a pretty nice item. But for now, he actually got below 50%. He actually got below 50 cent, unfortunately. So we're gonna have to live with that. So he's gonna get himself... Uh-oh. So now, he's got himself below 50% on our watch, and he will instead commit suicide and we can get his special ring. If he is still above 50% at the end of this fight, then you have succeeded, and Siegmeyer will still be alive, and he will appear later at Ash Lake, after being... Actually, there might be a requirement where you actually have to... So... He's always failed this, apparently. Oh, okay. So, anyway, apparently, if you save his daughter, Catalina, he will not commit suicide in this area. And, which is pretty nice. So if you actually do save his daughter first in the Duke's archives, then you will be able to save his life, and you will get, instead of the 3 humanity and a speckled stoneplate ring, you will instead get a titanite slab, which is pretty awesome, but we'll be getting one of those anyway later, and we don't need any more. So this one basically is just the stone magic and lightning stoneplate rings all meshed into one, although it does provide slightly lesser defense for all of those. Anyway, it's pretty nice. It's not terribly good, but it's good if you're looking for elemental resistance against like PvP or something. It's not the best ring, but it's a ring. I'm not gonna drop down that hole. It's a death hole. You can tell. Anyway, this part of the video is just me wandering around here looking for the way out and treasure to be found down here. I really spend the rest of the video just wandering around in here. It's kind of humiliating for me. Anyway, I guess this gives me an opportunity to talk about something, I don't know. Not entirely sure. Well, anyway, so the Bed of Chaos was created when the Witch of Izalith decided to try to harness the power of the first flame or something, to harness the power of her Lord Soul to try and recreate the first flame to keep the Age of Fire going. And unfortunately, she failed miserably. The soul mutated, and she became the Bed of Chaos. Two of the 7 daughters of Chaos were sacrificed to try to keep her restrained. So that's who became the glowing orbs on the side of her that you have to destroy in order to fully destroy the Bed of Chaos. One of them went insane and tried his guarding the Bed of Chaos right out in front that we killed earlier with the Chaos Fire Whip thing. One of them is dead and is being washed over by ceaseless discharge. It's the one we got the gold-hemmed black set from. And I think there's just one more, probably. Yeah, just one more is actually the pyromancy vendor I was talking about that only appears if you have a pyromancy flame in your possession. So it's pretty nice in my opinion. So you can go ahead and so there's pretty much all the Daughters of Chaos accounted for. So that's that. And I finally found a way out. So that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and head on back. And I should remember pretty soon that I actually should go human form and show you guys the Darkwraith Kirk. Although there is a neat little area down here that I haven't shown you guys yet. Anyway, let's head down this way and kill this Chaos Eater thing. So you can break its poise with a pretty strong heavy attack there. And an item. Ooh, mystical item powers. The Chaos Fire Whip. That's going to be our replacement for Fire Surge. It basically does a little circle-ish pattern of fire damage, pretty much. Fire Surge is all in a straight line, and doesn't have that much range. And well, personally, the Chaos Fire Whip, I think the Chaos Fire Whip is just plain better. So anyway, that's where I remembered that we need to be human form in order to see Darkwraith Kirk. So we're going to get into human form and kindle up the bonfire before we fight the boss. That's where I also did some research on what I can find down in that's where I did some research about Kirk and some areas of the game and stuff. I do a lot of research because I don't know everything. And yeah, this is only my 3rd playthrough, you know, and all the stuff I've found is most of the stuff I've found is just walkthroughs and stuff. Anyway, we've got the bonfire kindled, we're in human form now, and we can level up with some of our souls. We have an extra attunement slot. So now we can, as you can see, Chaos Fire Whip does take 2 slots to equip, which is kind of annoying. But the Chaos Storm is really kind of unreliable anyway. As you can see, a circle-ish pattern that leaves a little bit of trailing fire behind it, which is pretty nice. So you can see it uses it in bursts, so you can't keep it going forever. 4 bursts per run, pretty much, although it says it's a little more. Anyway, let's go ahead and put our orange charred ring back on and get on with the area. So yeah, let's watch sped up video of Dark Souls. It's always fun to watch stuff sped up, in my opinion. So anyway, up this way, and let's go ahead and put our Havel's ring back on and get a move on. So yeah, down this way as usual. 2-hand your weapon, kill these guys. Now let's yeah, kill this guy too while we're at it. Let's just kill all of them. Yar, death to the demon statue things that breathe fire at you. So unfortunately, we don't have enough titanite shards titanite chunks, I think, to fully upgrade our great scythe, or I'm not entirely sure what I was looking there for, but anyway. So we have plenty of red titanite chunks now. Is what I was trying to say. We have like 6, so this is the area where you get them. If you ever want to grind, just kill some Chaos Eaters, and you can get some red titanite shards. Up this way, the two-handed menace goes. Heavy attack. Yeah. Two-handed jumping attack is the most damage this weapon can do, and it's around 700, which is pretty good. Well, with the basic attack, it's not critical. Okay, wait here for a bit. And there we go. Ah, the cheating spawn camper. Backstab of death. That was the easiest PvP battle I have ever participated in, ever, period. Now, unfortunately, we missed the Demon Ruins one, so we won't be able to actually show you guys his full armor set. But here's the spiked shield, which is basically a shield that is a weapon, which causes bleeding, so it's interesting, I guess. Anyway, let's get on with the boss fight now. So we have nothing else to do for a while. Okay. So here we are. So you can head down this ramp if you want. I sped it up, as usual with most boss fights. And here we are. The Bed of Chaos. As you can see, it looks kinda like a girl with its long hair and stuff, but that's where the resemblance ends. Anyway, so here's the orbs. Basically all it has right now is a swing attack, but once you break one of the orbs, the chain will break, and the Bed of Chaos will regain some of its pyromancy powers, and spawn in a flame arm of death. So, noosh. There you go. So now it has some of its pyromancy powers back, and since it was the inventor of pyromancy, that's quite a bit. Anyway, well, now that we've kind of screwed ourselves, let's get on to the other orb, then we can get on with the boss fight. And it's breaking the floors. It's breaking the floors, and it's poking us with its giant fire stick. Run away right now. Alright. That was pretty lucky in my opinion. Anyway, and now that we've killed the other part of it, it's regained all of its pyromancy powers, and we are pretty much screwed. So now it has another pyromancy arm. And just a sec, there we go. And it can now cast a Chaos Storm-like attack and shoot fire attacks up at us from under the ground. Ooh, spooky. Not quite sure why this bit is still normal speed. Oh well, missed editing. Anyway, so over this way, and you come up through here. The floor there breaks, and I'm gonna at least get to show you guys the route before I jump off into it. And be careful of the attacks. Watch the attacks. Watch them carefully. And the arms swiped me off a bit. Anyway, so we died. Unfortunately, shows you this boss fight is cheap. You have to land perfectly on that ramp there. But anyway, this gives me an opportunity to show you guys what the boss fight looks like when it's at full power and you come back. So this is the boss where this is the only boss where your progress is actually saved. So we come back and the boss is already at full power, and all we have to do is just jump in there. So neat little trick. Ah, stop bashing me backwards. It's annoying, Mary. And I died again. Missed the jump again. Let's try this again. So I made like a sort of a montage-y thing of all my failed runs. It's kind of funny, I guess. And let's get a move on again. Grab our souls as usual and almost die. We're screwed, we're screwed, we're screwed. It's got some pretty powerful attacks. So what we're trying to do is we want to jump from those 4 tiles there that's sticking out kind of noticeably. So yeah, jump out from those. Anyway, this is my final attempt. I actually died in here last time because of its fire attacks. Actually caught me in a little pillar of fire that just killed me pretty instantly. You can see right there. I was caught in one of those and died. Anyway, there is the true form of the Bed of Chaos. You just go ahead and kill it. With one good hit, you get a Lord's Soul and you win. Congratulations, you just beat one of the worst boss fights in Dark Souls. Anyway, so let's go ahead and consume all these soul items we just grabbed and level up a few more times. Or more like a few hundred more times with all these souls. Anyway, now that we've got like 83,000 more than we already had, let's go ahead and light the bonfire inside the Bed of Chaos. And we're repair our equipment really quickly, because that's important to keep our stuff at full durability. And let's go ahead and level up. So 3 more points in... no. So we're going to stop at 19 attunement, which is next level, because that gives us 5 attunement slots, which should be just about plenty. And kind of debating whether to go, which area to go to next. Be it the Duke's Archives, or perhaps... yeah, let's go to the Duke's Archives next. So yeah, let's warp to Anor Londo and show you guys the way again. So yeah, now that we have 3 of the 4 Lord Souls, I believe, the 4 Kings, the 4 Kings, the Gravelord Nito, and the Witch of Izalith, all we have left is Seath's Shard of Lord Gwyn's soul, so which was given to him by, of course, Gwyn. So, and yeah, give him a few good whacks, and we can be on our way. So since we already killed the boars in the episode where we accessed the DLC area, we don't have to worry about those guys anymore, which is pretty nice. So then we just head up through here and down this hallway, and we got a humanity apparently, which is kind of nice, I guess. Arrgh. That was me kind of zoning out for a bit, I guess. Anyway, in through here, and we can go ahead and rest at this bonfire. No soul items, so we can't level up just yet. And that's all for today's class. See you when we enter the Duke's Archives. Class is dismissed.